Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. A little bit cool out there. You know, we live in horse country. This mall, in fact, is built on what used to be a horse farm, a very popular horse farm. I think one of the first horses that ever ran in the Kentucky Derby. Am I right about that?
Yes,
was
I believe so.
raised on the farm where we now sit. I don't know the details, but I've heard rumors. One of the cool things about the horse industry is that the horses aren't just here to race and to make money for somebody. They're actually very therapeutic, and we've learned about this from the folks over at the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association. We've heard about the work that they do with special needs kids and with veterans and PTSD people. And it's amazing how getting in touch with this beautiful, magnificent horse that Ocala and Marion County have embraced can really make a difference. Karen Cunningham is with us. She's the president of the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association. Their third annual Marion Therapeutic Riding Association tournament and fundraising event is happening on Monday, February 25th at Golden Hills Golf and Equestrian Club, and she's going to tell us how we can participate, how we can help, and how they can help you. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. Thanks for having us here.
Staying warm out there?
Trying to.
You look good.
Oh, thank you.
Do you ride a lot of horses?
Do I? I ride once a week. I ride in one of our programs at the barn. It's called Silver Saddles. It's for people 55 and older.
You don't look like you could be in the silver category.
Yeah, I've surpassed it quite a bit. Oh, my. But thank you. You're my new best friend.
So do you do it for therapy or just because you enjoy it? Or both?
Silver Saddles is just a fun class, although there is kind of a therapeutic side to it still. We have people who have ridden as maybe teenagers and then they raised families and didn't have time. So it's a way to get back into it. And we have older people who have never ridden in that particular class. But it's considered a fundraiser for us, that class. So it's really just a lot of fun.
Can I ask a question about the therapeutic part of the horses?
Sure. Is
it necessary to ride them? Or let's say a kid is just intimidated by riding, but he loves petting the horses and grooming the horses. Is that therapeutic in and of itself?
It is. And we've done a lot of classes where what we do is just groundwork, which is grooming your horse, petting your horse, walking your horse. You're still learning a lot of valuable life lessons. Number one, you're controlling a 1,000-pound animal.
Yeah.
And there's something about a horse that reads your emotions. You can't lie to a horse. You can't fool a horse. We have a wonderful program where we have foster children. And I have seen this one young boy who was so upset he didn't want to ride.
Oh, really?
There were some girl issues going on. You know, he's like 12, 13 years old. But nonetheless, you know, these kids have lost everything. They've lost their families. So they don't trust anyone. Well, he would not get on the horse, but his horse was ready and waiting in a stall. And I was with him. He walked over to the horse and just started petting her. And the tears were rolling down his face.
Oh, no.
The horse dropped her head and rubbed her head up against him. It's like she understood what he was going through. So there's definitely a whole side to a relationship with a horse other than getting on its back.
Now, this may be an unfair question, but would that have happened with any horse, or did that horse connect with him?
That horse connected with him. It could have happened with others, but there was a definite connection between him and that horse.
Gosh, that is sweet.
It was sweet. I had tears running down my face when I watched it too.
We need a movie made about this, or has there been one?
Yeah.
Is there a movie that shows you the therapeutic part of?
There's lots of videos, but I don't know that there is an entire movie.
A story, yeah.
You could write one.
Yeah,
So wonderful.
Well, we've actually added a really exciting program that was just launched this month, and we are working with the children from the Sousa Kids out in the forest. These
what does that mean? Sousa?
Sousa is a Greek word, and I forget what it means. Hope, I think. But these are children who are living in extreme poverty out in the Ocala National Forest. And it's an organization that's been out there quite some time. We had somebody come to us, tell us about the program, and the whole purpose, they have a food pantry for these kids. They get them to school. They feel if they can get them to graduate high school, they can maybe break that poverty level. I mean, I've been told there's a 12-year-old out there that's pregnant. I can't even fathom that. So anyway, we've started a program twice a month where these children come to our facility, and we're working with them now in riding. And we've only had 2 sessions with them, but it's been shocking and amazing. We want to boost their self-confidence. You know, they're going to school in terrible clothes. They live in horrible conditions. Some live in tents.
Why? What's going on?
It's just the cycle.
Just the way it is.
You can look them up online, the Sousa Kids, and it's there's a pastor who started this organization.
Forest Lutheran Church, yeah. He does a wonderful job.
He's on
Robin?
Forest Lutheran Church.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's out there in the forest, and the pastor does him and his wife do a wonderful job.
It's an amazing program. I've lived in Ocala for over 30 years and never heard about them.
Oh, wow.
So I was pretty shocked when we heard about this, and that we can incorporate them into our therapeutic riding program. We love it. The more people we can help and change their lives and maybe help break that poverty cycle, that's an amazing thing.
Wow. There are amazing people in our community that just want to reach out and that do reach out like yourself. So when the rest of us hear about what you do or what Sousa does, we say, well, what can I do to help you? Is it volunteering? Is it money? Is it something that I'm not thinking of?
It's everything. Obviously, we have to have money to run these programs. We only have 4 employees. Only 2 are full-time, but obviously we have to pay them. We do get some of our income from the lesson fees that we charge, but that's a very small portion of the money that we need to run the program. So we rely heavily on the community to help us. And one of the ways we do it is by having this golf tournament. This is our 3rd year of doing it. It's been a huge success. We typically will sell out. We only have 100 spots for people to play golf. So, and if you're not a golfer, we have sponsorships available. We have people that, of course, just donate to us. We need volunteers. We have to have volunteers or we can't run the program.
Does a volunteer need to be like horse savvy? Like I wouldn't know the first thing about a horse, but could I volunteer in some way?
Absolutely. If you want to learn about horses, every volunteer goes through a training program. You can learn to sidewalk with a rider, lead the horse.
What is sidewalk?
Sidewalk is we have riders that need support that can't sit on the horse by themselves. So we might have a person on each side giving them support on their leg, or on occasion they're actually holding the rider up.
Like if you're wheelchair bound or something.
Yep.
That.
Although we have people in wheelchairs that don't need sidewalkers, so it's.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when they get on a horse. We're kind of giving them back their legs, but.
Yeah. Wow. I bet you are. Yeah.
And if you don't want to be around a horse, we always need help in other areas: fundraising, office help, just general office type work. We'll find a way to find a job that you're happy with.
So could we introduce ourselves to what you do at the event on the 25th next month?
Sure. So the event starts at 8:30 in the morning with a putting contest.
Putting, like golf?
But yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's all golf. It's all golf. It's a great.
Oh, it's all golf. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yep. It's a scramble, which means you have a team and each person hits. You decide which ball's in the best spot and you play from that ball. So it moves along pretty quickly. You do not have to be a great golfer to do this. We have games out on the golf course for you to partake in. One of them is you can win a trip to Pebble Beach. For a hole in 2.
Is that wonderful?
Yep. You have a long shot pro who will take your first shot. It's on a par 5. And if you get a hole on your shot, you win a trip for 2 to Pebble Beach. So it's kind of a fun thing. We have some cheating games that you can purchase, such as mulligans.
Oh, I see.
So you get a do-over. We sell a packet at the beginning of the event.
That's always fun.
But it's a lot of fun. We end up with a deli lunch at the clubhouse. Golden Ocala does a great job taking care of us. And it's just a fun day.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a real shotgun for the shotgun start?
No, they do not. Shotgun start means that everybody goes out on the course. You don't start from the first hole. Mm-hmm. Everybody's out there and you start all at the same time.
And you've got golf carts for
everybody gets
team.
A golf cart. Yep. Every two people get a golf cart, and you play in a team of 4. And if you don't have 3 other golfers to join you, don't worry, we'll find a team for you. You can sign up as an individual.
Will you be playing that day like a celebrity golfer? You yourself?
I do not play golf. I have played golf, but no, I will be doing everything else that day.
You don't want to play golf?
I do not want to play golf.
Well, we did it, and I never played in my life, and we did, and we were horrible, but it was fun.
Yeah, my husband is playing, so that's close enough.
There you go.
Do you still need items for your raffles?
We do. We can always take donations for a raffle, wine baskets, gift baskets of any kind, gift cards, anything that we can even combine and put into a basket.
So one of the things I want to make sure we get out there is on page 2 of the things Robin gave me, and it's the sponsorships. And this might be interesting to somebody listening who's a business, because then you'll get your name out there to all of the people who participate.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about that.
So we have sponsorships that start at $100. That's so what that includes is having a sign made, which we do, and we put out on one of the golf holes. Now, Golden Ocala has, I believe, 6 or 7 replica holes, which means they're holes that they're famous somewhere else. And nice. They've replicated them on this course.
Do you understand this?
A little bit.
I don't really understand this. I've heard people say this before. It's a replica hole.
It's a replica hole. Like, they're very famous holes on certain golf courses.
How is a hole unique?
I can't answer that. I guess that's
hole. What am I missing here?
I think
it's the way it's laid out. Like, there's one that mimics up in Georgia. Oh my gosh, where the Masters is. There are 1 or 2 holes up there that they've mimicked, and there's a little bridge going over it. So the way that the whole land is laid out, it looks exactly like this hole up in Augusta.
Now I think I get it now.
Yeah,
I was thinking you meant the hole, like 4 inches across and 4 inches deep, and that's it.
No, the course leading up to the hole mimics the replica from whatever the famous
I gotcha.
One is. So if you want your sign at that one, it's a little bit more. It's $125. We then move up to a sponsorship that gets you in our program. Plus, we'll put a sign on one of the holes, and it gives you 2 players.
Nice.
Yeah, so it is kind of nice. There's a lot of different options to fit whatever budget you might have. Our highest sponsor is $5,000.
What is a golf ball sponsorship? It's $750, but what do you get with that one?
You get your name and logo on all of the golf balls, and actually that one is already sold.
Is that right?
It is.
That's a cool one. I haven't heard of that one before.
Every golfer gets a sleeve of 3 balls. So they go home.
And who's the sponsor? Can you name the sponsor?
I can, if that's okay with you. It's Dave Carter and Associates.
Oh, okay.
And this is our 2nd year in a row that they've been that sponsor.
Nice. So the $5,000 signature sponsor, somebody you still need, right?
We do. We have the platinum sponsor, and we have multiple. We have bronze sponsors. We can always add more of those. The beverage cart sponsor is already taken by 2 companies.
Okay.
And we can always add replica and regular hole sponsors.
And so if you have a replica hole sponsor, you also get 2 players?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No. Only if you're a bronze sponsor, which is the $500 one, then you get 2 players.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
But wait a minute, if you wanted to be a team, a foursome is $500, right?
It is.
And that'll also get you 2 players. So you could have a foursome and 2 others, or no?
You would have to pay for the foursome plus the bronze.
Oh, I see.
If you wanted to do the bronze sponsorship and add your 2 players, we do it at a slightly reduced rate.
Ah, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay.
What is a PATH certified instructor? We were told that Pam Morrison is a PATH certified instructor.
She is. All of our instructors are PATH certified. PATH is the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship. It is it is the gold standard for therapeutic riding centers. Our center is a PATH accredited center. You can either be a center member or accredited, and we are the only accredited center in this area. That means we've gone through a rigorous accreditation program with them, and we meet their highest standards for safety and everything else that needs to be done.
Karen, I'm going to ask you to do this again, but I want to ask you right now for the contact information. Then we'll do it again at the end. But people who are listening right now that are interested in sponsoring probably are just sitting in their car waiting to write it down. So
okay.
Could you give us that? How did we get a hold of you? And then we'll do this again at the end, too.
You can call 352-732-7300. That's our office number. If no one is there, then you can leave a message. We'll get back to you quickly, and we'd be happy to help you.
So could I ask you to tell us a story of somebody who you've witnessed or heard about that benefited from the therapy?
Yeah, I can. I'll tell you the story of Hana. Hana, I believe, is 10 years old now. She's been riding with us for about 3 years. We start riders at 4, but I think Hana started when she was about 7 or 8. Hana has cerebral palsy. She is an incredible little girl. The first time that she got on a horse, she is in a wheelchair. She does not walk, and she's completely nonverbal when she started. First time she got on a horse, we had to use a bareback pad as opposed to a saddle because she could only sit up for maybe 10 minutes, and then we'd have to let her lay back on the horse.
Oh, wow.
So it took a lot of support. We'd have to have somebody leading the horse and a person on each side to help her. Well, let's fast forward to a year later. Hana sits up and rides.
Really?
She still has a person beside her, but they're not holding her. They're there as a precaution. Hana says, "Whoa, walk on," and she can tell her parents, "I love you."
And how old is she?
Hana, I believe she's 10 now.
So, okay, just based on what you said, the question of physical therapy as opposed to like emotional therapy, did she benefit in both ways?
I think so.
It sounds like physical therapy happened for her too.
It did, because the horse mimics the way a body's movement is, so it makes your muscles move when you can't do it yourself. But emotionally, again, you're controlling an animal. You're taking somebody out of a wheelchair, you're putting them on a horse, and you're giving them independence. We have people with strokes too that's incredible to watch that transformation for them. They're in a wheelchair, you've lost all that independence in your life. Well, we give it back to you for an hour.
And you also teach responsibility.
Yep. They all groom their horses, brush their horses as much as they can. Some can do more than others. Hana does brush hers a little bit. And I have to put one other story about Hana. She was brushing her horse, getting ready, and all of a sudden she said her horse's name. And it was Marshmallow. Oh. Incredible that she could say that. Hana, everything is inside Hana. She's completely intelligent inside, but it's locked in there. So getting this out of her.
I've known people that fit that description,
Yeah. She's an incredible kid. And to hear her laugh when she's on a horse, it's just the best sound in the world. I wish we could bottle it.
Wow, you guys are so awesome. I'm always in love with you guys when you come in here and talk about what you do. The program is so amazing, and it seems so appropriate for Ocala. Are there like therapeutic horse riding associations elsewhere, or is Marion County kind of like the hub for this?
PATH, which accreditates us, is international. It's all over the world. They're all over the United States. So if you live somewhere other than here, you can go to PATH's website, which is path.org. And you can find a riding center near you.
One of the other wonderful things you do is that when the students, whether they're children or adults, they have that confidence on the horse, and they're getting, that confidence and in their emotions, you also help them go another step further. Some of them may be artists, and they might have been afraid to do their art, or writers, they might have been afraid to write something. And with that horse, it's not unusual to have the horse as a center character for paintings or writings.
Yeah, it's very true. It carries out into your life in many different ways. So it's a pretty amazing thing that happens. I've been with the center off and on for about 12 years, and I never grow tired of it. I'm always amazed. It can still bring tears of joy to my eyes. And I just, it's just an incredible thing that happens.
The veterans, I want you to talk about them a little bit. We've had a few, because we do a veteran show on Thursdays, and we've had a few of them who have on the show expressed their the fact that they have post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and how they actually benefited. One of the guys, I don't know that he even said he had PTSD, but he swore up and down that he was that horse's best friend. And, and they talk about that a little bit if you could.
We have a couple of different veterans groups. We have one group where it's more of a camaraderie thing, but then we have another group that actually comes down from the VA in Gainesville, and these are guys who probably do have PTSD. You can tell a difference. You know, these guys are really struggling to get through life, and watching the connection between them and their horse, because they're always matched up with the same horse whenever possible, because they do get a very close bond with that animal, and to watch the horse respond to that person, it's really amazing to watch these men and women who have given so much to us, and we're able to repay them a little.
Whatever happens to us as human beings, I'm not a psychologist, but I think even psychologists might agree that it's an individual thing. Everybody's different, and so what happens to a person when they go into combat and they come out with PTSD? What happens to a child when they get bullied? What happens to a child when they're abused? The 12-year-old you mentioned out in the forest probably has some of that. I'm guessing if she's pregnant. I
would think so too.
So all of those things that we have a hard time understanding, those of us who are blessed to say, "Gosh, I've never gone through any of that," and I guess that should be me. But to hear about a way to help, and all it takes, well, at least part of what it takes, is to put them with a horse, whether on a horse or with a horse. That's it's amazing what you have to offer.
It is. It's a fantastic program, and it's what keeps us all there. When you work in the nonprofit world, you're not there because you get paid some great salary, at least not in our area. So the people that we have as employees and our volunteers, they are all there because they see what this program does, and they're there to support our mission.
Right.
And do you let the horses run? I mean, are they in their stalls the whole time, or at the end of the day, are they able to run around in the field? Or?
Our horses are pretty much out 24/7, other than when they're working in a class.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we have 30 acres. We're located on the Florida Greenway, so we have a fantastic facility. So we're very fortunate. We have 17 horses right now, and they have their assigned pastures. The boys are with the boys, and the girls are in their own place, because sometimes they don't play well.
And do you have veterinarians that donate their time to make sure they're healthy?
We do. We have a lot of different people that give us donations to help pay our vet bills. We get reduced rates on some of them. We have a wonderful relationship with some of the area vets.
Whenever there's, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, whenever there's an organization doing really wonderful things, and the rest of us hear about an organization like Marion Therapeutic Riding Association, we always say, well, what can we do to help? And a lot of times we ask that question with a little bit of hesitancy because we only have so much time. But if you have an event, it's a one-day event, and that's all we have to do is go have fun and play golf. I mean, you really have a great idea as a way so that we can give back to what you're trying to do. So I encourage everybody to write it down. It's February 25th. It's a Monday. It's the 3rd annual MTRA golf tournament and fundraiser. And now at the end, let's give out the contact information again, Karen, if you could.
You can call us at 352-732-7300. You can also find the event on our website, mtraocala.org.
Okay, very good. And what are you doing that? Your husband is playing golf. What are you doing?
I'm going to be doing everything else. I'll be running around like a crazy woman that day.
Oh, there's lunch, too, you mentioned, right?
There is lunch. I mean, Golden Ocala takes care of all that, but we have to get the golfers all signed in and get them all with their cheating tools so they can go out and have a good time. And we set up the silent auction. We ride around and take pictures of all the golfers. So really, it's a very fun day for us.
And you have trophies.
We do. We have trophies. We have cash prizes for the top 2 teams.
You have a prize for the worst team?
No, but it's something we've talked about adding, because I really would like to see my husband win something this year.
Oh, no.
And I hope he's not listening. Bless his heart.
Karen Cunningham, thank you so much for what you do and for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
And we'll do our best to make sure we keep getting the word out about the event.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. Furloughed federal workers back on the job today.